Welcome back. Honestman, Fallout 4, first playthrough. I'm here with Piper. We are at the police station. Cambridge Police Station. We're going to be heading south to Cambridge Polymer Labs to keep this quest going. I'm not actually sure what the actual main quest, quote unquote, is at this point. It's got to be either this one or this one, synth retention, meet up with the courser. So we're going to do this one first. Get the code defender for Patriot and see where that takes us. Housekeeping between sessions. I did push both I did some additional side quests. I set up more Milas for Tinker Tom. That's all I did. And the two that I did were both places that I'd already cleared and already covered in the video. So really missed absolutely nothing there. Then I got to this one where he wants me to set one up on the Boston Bugle, which is not a place I've been yet. So I stopped there. But that was enough to put me over the top into level 35. So I did do 2 ranks into science, putting me at science 3. And then I subsequently upgraded my radium rifle. So much better receiver, long ported barrel, best stock, and the muzzle brake. Still rocking the standard magazine here. Didn't pull the trigger on that, but a lot of other upgrades, making this very formidable, I think. So I'm eager to give that a try to see if obviously I'm hoping that the behavior, right, the recoil and everything is going to be much smoother than it was previously. So looking forward to trying that. Yeah, so I think we'll get headed here, Piper.
Hey, come on.
Having those ranks in science made me go back and take a look at some other weapons. And I've sort of come to the conclusion that I've really been sleeping on laser rifle. One of the comments I had made previously was that Gun Nut gets its ranks earlier relative to science. I think that's the wrong analysis. I think that, if you look at the laser rifle, you can basically fully upgrade a laser rifle with Science 2. Right, so that's level 17. Whereas, really kitting out a combat shotgun and getting into, a combat rifle, you really need Gun Nut 3. Right, so it's not really an apples-to-apples sort of thing. And in a sense, you could almost argue that science, the curve for science is actually way ahead of Gun Nut because you need fewer ranks for more output. At least that's where it looks right now. So all this is to say that I think I was sleeping on laser rifles too much, and that would have solved potentially a lot of problems for me. If I had gotten Science 2 much earlier, I think that would have put me ahead of the power curve relative to how I did it with the ballistic weapons. Because in hindsight, and I think this is perhaps what I'll try on a subsequent playthrough, I was laboring with those stupid double barrel shotguns, which are just trash. I shouldn't have even been carrying those. And what I should have been doing, I think the actual play there is laser rifles. I think you have a laser rifle that you build like a shotgun with a scatter attachment, and then use that as your shotgun. Is this... Yeah, that's a CIT. Gotta go west a block here. So yeah, I would build a laser rifle like it's a shotgun until I get a proper combat shotgun. And then also have a laser rifle which acts as sort of your mid-range. Like I've been trying to use combat rifle and a radium rifle. Here we go. Oh, hub flowers. Now with where I'm at in the progression, I think this radium rifle is going to outclass a laser rifle anyway. So I think I'd end up in the same spot I am now, perhaps. But there's a lot of levels in there in the middle. Like in the teens and 20s. Where I think I could have made my life a lot easier if my mid-range was a laser rifle. Yeah, and I even was using like a pipe rifle before I upgraded to the combat rifle. So yeah, I think what I would do is I'd have 2 laser rifles, one designed for mid-range, one designed as a shotgun.
Welcome to the Cambridge Polymer Labs. Employment opportunities await in the field of scientific research. Shall we begin your application now?
Sure, I'm game.
Let's begin the interview. Due to increased demands for staff in all fields, we have condensed the employment test accordingly. Question 1. Do you possess previous experience with polymer synthesis?
Here, let me... This hardly seems worth it, but I'm doing it anyway. Oh god, I'm running out of Mentens.
Sounds like you need me regardless, so let's get down to brass tacks.
Calculating test results. I am pleased to offer you the position of sales coordinator. Expect a loquacious future in haggling for military funding. Would you like the orientation before beginning your work in the labs?
Sure, why not?
Wonderful. Please find an open seat, and we will begin the presentation.
Yeah, this is a complete waste of
The
drugs.
genesis of Cambridge Polymer Labs lies in the research of a group of brilliant graduate students. John Elwood, Erica Woolham, and Wilfred Bergman met during their time together at CIT. This slide shows them at their graduation. Their research into nucleostrictive and piezoelectric polymers caught the attention of Colonel George Kemp in the fall of 2073. In the spring of 2074, the company was founded with a generous grant provided by the Defense Experimental Research Project Initiative. The research produced here has resulted in several of the components used in the Liberty Prime project that led to the successful defense of Anchorage. The company enjoys a strong relationship with the military and welcomes your addition to the research team that helps build a better America. Please follow me to the research lab so that you may begin your work. Complimentary beverages are provided for employees. Please label any food or cigarettes you leave in the break room.
Label any cigarettes you leave in the break room. Yeah, so Liberty Prime is a giant robot. That's covered in quite detail in Fallout 3.
Sales staff are provided with a business suit, the cost of which will be deducted from your first commission. Please take a moment to dress in your proper work attire and follow me into the clean room. The research staff will greet you on the other side of the clean room.
Black suit was way
Thank you
nicer
for
than
your
this.
attention, and welcome to the team. Please enter the clean room. I have been instructed to inform you that Director Elwood has issued mandatory overtime due to uncompleted milestones. Consequently, staff will not be allowed to leave the labs until the piezonucleic lining project has been completed. Please report to the project lead, Dr. Elwood Woolham, for specific research assignments. Starting decontamination sequence.
Contamination detected. Initiating decontamination sequence.
Oh, Jesus. Alright, so they locked me in here, basically. Alright, interesting. Find another way to escape. Complete the research project. Okay, one of the two. Alright, Piper. Well, they got Piper in here with me. I'm not alone.
Cambridge Polymer Lab. Cutting edge of equipment.
What is up? Oh shit, what is that? Oh, it's just a ghoul. Alright, it's gonna be a lot of ghouls. I hear a lot of footsteps. Alright, Piper. I need you to get out of the doorway. Yeah, just stand in the doorway and tank, Piper. Good one. That's great. Turrets are friendly, at least. Yeah, when I saw him on the other side of the steps, he seemed a lot bigger than what he actually was. Ah, more rads. Okay. There's a bunch of samples. Let's check the terminal, give us a little context. I assume we just need to gather some samples and then maybe like mix them or something. Initial studies have led us to hypothesize that by taking a known piezoelectrical material, lead zirconium titanite, and properly applying a polymer of gold and lithium hydride, that a localized conversion of ionizing radiation to electrical energy might be achieved. This method of compact energy harvest may prove suitable for application to pre-existing power armor currently in use by U.S. Armed Forces. Great. Just various notes regarding the project, working, trying to make it better. We've been trapped in the lab. Okay, so this was like when the bombs fell. They were in here. We've been trapped in the lab for days now, and tensions are running high. The team is fractured and falling apart. They don't know what is going on outside and have started making attempts to escape the lab. While I was sleeping, they managed to cut a hole through the thinner interior wall of the clean room, but have been unable to break through the hardened outer wall. Will started talking with some of the others about going at the problem from a, quote, more oblique angle, which got me thinking about the thermal dissipation problem when it dawned on me. If we change dosing pattern so that it isn't producing nanoholes perpendicular to the surface but instead at an angle, we might be able to reflect the most direct radioactive particles and trapping only those coming in at an oblique angle to the material. We would achieve a lower energy harvest, but the heat dissipation issue might be solved. Tom, Mary, and I are going to gather some samples needed to try it. We're so close. We've been unable to gather the samples needed to try the new dosing pattern. Will has locked himself in one of the labs and has been attempting to hack into the administrative systems. When we tried to get the U-238, I think that's uranium, we need from the isotope containment, he locked it down, leaving Mary stranded inside. He said he is going to set the facility defense systems so that it looks like the lab has been breached. This will unlock the clean room, but will also activate the automated defenses, which will see us as attackers. He means to fight his way out, but that's suicide. He's the only one in the lab with military training, and we don't even have real weapons. I've tried to tell him that we can complete the project, that we have the answer now, but he refuses to see reason and doesn't believe John will actually let us out. We've managed to pull down part of the ceiling in C1, which will let us get into the utility crawl space. It can't get us out, but it should be able to get us above the lab Will has barricaded himself in. I don't like it, but we have to get the drop on him. So not internal mail relay. Okay, so this is from Will. I'm not letting John play tyrant any longer. The isotope containment is leaking, and he still won't let us out. I've gotten through his updated security subroutines, and it's only a matter of time till I get control of the facility defenses. He's so busy trying to keep me out of the clean room controls, he probably hasn't realized that by triggering a facility breach sweep, all the doors will open to allow the robots access. We're fighting our way out, and then I'll deal with your husband. What? Erica, I've sent an explanation to the team, but I need you to know what is actually going on. Please do not share this with anyone else. It may start a panic. This morning I got a call from Colonel Kemp, and he told me to keep our team in the lab. But before I could ask, he hung up. The sound you heard outside was an atomic bomb going off. It seems to have hit southwest of the city. The phone lines have been jammed, but I found a way to reach Kemp's liaison, and he informed me that they could only afford a detail to escort us to safety if we have vital military assets or intelligence. That is why we need to get the project finished. I love you, and I know you can do this, John. Okay, so here's the cover. Here's the cover story he sent to everyone, rather than tell them there was an atomic attack. Good morning, everyone. I know you've all been here overnight and everyone is tired, but I need everyone to push through just a little longer. Dr. Elwood Woolham has said that you are very close to cracking the problem with the nucleostrictive lining project, and I have a good feeling that today will be the day. Along with our normal snacks, I've sent a runner to Slocum Joe's for coffee and donuts. We'll be ordering Spuckies later this afternoon. I also just got off the phone with Colonel Kemp, and he said there may be some training exercises happening around town today. So if you hear what sounds like tanks or gunfire, don't panic. It's just a drill. Jesus. So the lab goes into lockdown. They're trapped. I'm not exactly clear on the details, but suffice it to say, if they can finish the project, it'll let them out, and then they'll have a military escort to safety. But the John, the guy sort of with the clout to make that military escort happen,
Certainly seen better days, hasn't it?
is married to one of the researchers. So he tells her what's really going on. Hazmat suit. I might need that. He tells her what's really going on, but everyone else is in the dark, and then they eventually, of course, start freaking out when it becomes apparent that they are indeed trapped. So I'm sure the alternate path here, right? We can either complete the experiment, or the alternate path is what the other guy was trying, which was hack into the systems, activate the defenses, and then fight your way out. Which we can definitely do. But let's try to solve this.
I'm in.
Okay, open doors. Oh, so now there's a glowing one? Great. Alright, it's not light duty anymore, Piper. It's medium duty. Is this another sample? It is. Peekaboo. Let's get the hazmat suit on. Let's drink some of this water. Do I need that? There we go. I think that's... I might be misremembering, but I think that's uranium. Alright, that's pretty annoying, so now I'm going to just see if I can close that door now. There we go. That's still buzzing. Oh my god. Alright, let's check out the upstairs. Everyone needs to just calm down. Yes, as you've heard by now, I have locked you out of the clean room. As my previous email stated, this push to finish the project is mandatory. As soon as I have the data for a successful prototype, I will unlock the doors and everyone will be free to go home. To address concerns about the noise outside, those are the military exercises I mentioned. I'm aware they're very loud and that some of you have been disturbed by it. I assure you everything is fine. Though we are not openly at war with China, things are still tense and the military feels that ground defense exercises are necessary to our safety. Finishing our project here isn't just vital to the company, but also to helping protect our country. God. But yeah, as I find myself a little crestfallen with the damage of my 50 caliber sniper rifle in comparison to my radian rifle, I was looking at laser rifle upgrades, and it seemed like that too was pretty good damage compared to the 50 cal. So I was like, well, what? This is an outrage. So I was going through the thought exercise of, God, could I just have used, instead of going for the 50 cal for the sniper rifle, the ballistic weapon, could I have just gone laser rifle this whole time? And I think that the problem with that strategy is that, unless I'm mistaken, there's no way to silence the laser rifle. And maybe there's no way to silence energy weapons in general. So that seems to be, I feel like that's the trade. So if I want the silenced weapon, I think I would still have to go ballistic.
I'm through.
Reactive containment password. I already hacked that terminal, so I don't even need that. I'll grab it anyway, though. Breach detected in containment. Please use extreme caution. Local controls can be found in Containment Lab C5. Facility defense systems. Clean room. Access locked. Internal mail. So this is Erica responding to Will. Will, this is insane. If you manage to hack into the administrative controls, do you know what will happen if you trigger a security breach? Yes, the doors through the clean room will open, but the first thing through them will be a wave of robots to kill every living, quote, intruder in the lab. Even if we manage to get past them, there are also the turrets. There's one right here in the lab, remember? If you do this, you are more likely to get us all killed than set us free. Wilfred, this is from the director. This is from Joe. Wilfred, do you think I wouldn't catch on to what you're doing? I got a network alert the moment you took control of the isotope containment. You may have been the best hacker on campus back at CIT, but that was years ago, and while you were busy up in Alaska pretending to be a soldier, we had the best programmers working on our security system. I told you weeks ago that I'll let you all out of the lab once the research is completed. Locking Eric and the rest of the team of the isotope containment just to spite me doesn't accomplish anything. Okay, so I just got the password I needed for Defender. This is from Bergman to Dean Vernon. I want it on record that I highly object to giving admin rights to anyone that isn't on our core team. Admin access isn't a bauble for Director Williams to lord over his colleagues. We have designed a near-perfect system, and idiotic moves like this risk everything. I've been informed that legally I must comply with this request no matter how moronic it is. And then that's username T. Williams, password Vernon is an idiot. Latest patch notes. Okay. I think that the terminal is still lit up as a quest objective because tricky. Oh, and this is trap here too. Haha. It's Piper can't make the jump.
We're not gonna stay smooth skins much longer if we don't get a move.
They get still lit up because that's the path if you want to activate security and fight your way out. I don't know that there's any robot defenses left. I mean, it'll aggro the turrets. I'll have to shoot the turrets. I think there's only, I only actually saw one.
Hey.
Just let me know.
So yeah, we could definitely just get out that way, but let's see if we can just figure out how to finish the experiment. That's the way up. Suicide note. Everyone else left tried to get into Bergman's lab to get the password for the isotope containment, but he rigged up some kind of gun. Erica was killed. Most of my hair is gone from the radiation I can barely see. There's no way I can finish the research on my own now, so I've chosen to make it a quick end. John Elwood, I'll see you in hell. And this is Tom Franklin. So he's got rat poison and a teapot, so I guess he poisoned himself. Poison tea. I feel like I'm missing something. I'm sure I'm gonna watch this back and see a magazine like right in front of my face. This must be Erica's body here. Okay, so this would have been the alternate route. The safer route, probably, because you could have gotten around the laser trip mine and everything. Alright, I think we're... Yeah, I think that's everything. Okay. Check current fabrication parameters. Nanoweave mesh extrusion pattern 1142. Region 1 is lithium hydride, region 2 is gold. Lithium hydride and gold. Okay, so we just need to find... Let's just check these. Okay, lithium hydride is correct. That's the one on the right, so green. Well, I suppose I should just... Let's identify these other ones. Scan. Gallium and gold. Tungsten and cobalt. Lithium hydride, gold. Apply output to metal hard form. Radioactive isotope, none. Yeah, just run it. Because I assume they had this set up for what they wanted to do next. Operation loaded, running fabrication, please observe.
Excellent.
Ooh. That might actually be really good.
I have been instructed to inform you that Director Elwood has issued mandatory overtime due to uncompleted milestones. Have you completed the research on the Pisa nucleic lining project?
The prototype is done.
Wonderful. Mandatory overtime mode disengaged. Clean room override disengaged. The director will want to see this immediately. Please, follow me.
What? Are we leaving? Is she taking us out of the lab? No. That's because I have 2 quests marked here. I mean, he's gonna be... I mean, is this gonna be a ghoul?
This is Director Elwood's office. I expect he will be quite excited to see the prototype.
Yeah.
Sir, wonderful news. The nucleus-strictive plating project has finally produced a working prototype. I must apologize for the director. He hasn't been himself lately. Must be the office flu. Payroll systems indicate that I have been authorized to provide you with a completion bonus at this time. Here is your bonus, minus taxes and benefits. Unfortunately, due to a lack of current projects, we must lay off redundant staff members at this time. This is not a reflection on your work, and we will be happy to provide you with a positive reference. Shutting down.
CPL Director's Key. Here's a magazine for us.
Perfect.
Bonus to limb damage. Just got a very strange call from Colonel Kemp. He asked what the status on the project was, and when I explained that we were still behind schedule, he didn't seem angry like he normally would. All he said was that it was very important that I keep the team working in the lab today, and that I contact him as soon as the project was complete. It almost feels like he was trying to tell me something, but I can't imagine what. It was a warning. He was trying to warn me. They hit us with a nuke. The lab was built to withstand nearly anything but a direct hit, but the EMP has blown out all external communications. I told the team that there are training maneuvers going on around town, but I don't know how long they're going to buy that. I need to find a way to get hold of Colonel Kemp to see if they can extract us to a safe location. Even if I can find a working phone somewhere, I'll never be able to get through. Maybe if I can get a hold of a ham radio, I can try to reach them on an open channel. We have to finish the project. There are looters everywhere and people fighting in the streets. I managed to find a radio and some supplies, but I caught a stray bullet in the shoulder on my way back. Between that and the radiation sickness, the past 36 hours have been hell. I finally managed to find the right frequency to get through to a military liaison, but he said that Kemp had left orders that they could only spare an extraction team for assets vital to a war effort. If we try to have them get us out without the project completed, he'll have us executed for treason. I have to keep them in a lab. We have to finish the project. Can't hold out much longer. There's been a problem with the reactor. The shockwave from the initial blast must have cracked the containment lining because there is a growing leak showing up on the detectors in the lab. To make matters worse, Will has been trying to hack into administrative controls. I've been working to keep him out, but I think the wound in my shoulder may be going septic, and I don't know how much longer I can hold out. Erica, I'm sorry. I know I haven't been the best husband, but I've done everything I can to try to protect you since the attack. If you are reading this, I hope it is because you finished the project and can use the radio to signal for extraction. I can't hold out any longer. Alright. Not sure what this code is for. CPL Director's Key. Okay, I think we got the exciting stuff. So I'm gonna just circle back here after the recording to pick the bones, which is a strategy that I should be using more. Probably I'm probably pretty late coming to that conclusion. But we're gonna stay on task and get back to Des here and see what happens next.
Glad you're with us.
You really want the freedom train? By yourself.
Excellent work. On our side, we've gone through your report. It was extraordinary. So many pieces of the puzzle clicked into place. Our final analysis indicates the Institute is far more formidable than we ever feared or imagined. If we stage a mass breakout, Patriot's 13 synths will undoubtedly be the last we ever save. Instead, we use this one chance to rescue all the synths. Every last one of them.
Is that even possible?
Hopefully, Patriot's core escape plan will scale up. If it can't, well, we'll deal with it as it comes. The Institute will never let their slaves go without a fight. So the heart of our problem is manpower. Even if we call in all our agents, and we will, we won't be able to hold our own against the Institute for long. Talk with C-114. If the synths down there want freedom, they must fight and risk their lives to earn it.
Even with synth allies, is that enough to fight the Institute?
The synths greatly outnumber the scientists. If enough of them rebel, the chaos would be unprecedented. Then we use that turmoil to evacuate everyone we can. It will work, because it must. As much as we owe Patriot, we can't be certain how committed he is. If he learns we're willing to kill to free synths, he may not have the stomach for it. So get what you need from him and then cut him loose. Good luck. We're all with you.
Okay. Give the password to Liam. Meet with Z114. And then what was the other thing? Meet up with the Courser. Okay. I need to... I think this is a good place to wrap. Yeah, this one will be a little shorter, but that's okay. So we've taken another step towards freeing the synths, which...
If Tycon falls, we'll be running out of places to hide synths.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing they want me to do. They want me to go to Tycon because they think it's been compromised. Maybe that's something to do. Maybe that's something to do next time. Because we're going to wrap here. I got to do some housekeeping. I got to drop some weight. Go back and pick the bones on that facility. And then we'll pick up next time. Not sure if I'll still have Piper. We'll see. In any event, thank you all so much.
We'll be running out of places to hide synths.
Yeah, Des, don't talk over me. Like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.